Okay, running a bit behind today, but trying to just play a bit of catch-up footy. Fortunately, I had to sort of head down to the hospital today, but I'm back home. Let me just go through a few things. I've had a few people asking, could they just get a look at the shelves? Obviously, not everybody lives close to me with the sell-off that's going on. And yeah, so understood. That is quite a good idea, actually. So let me just try and go through a little bit of this. This video might be a little bit long, but for those of you that are sort of looking through, I'm going to try and do a fair bit if I can. Certainly won't be everything, but at least give you a bit of an idea what you might be hunting, because there's a bit there. Okay, without me carrying on too much, and don't mind me, I'm just a little bit out of breath. I just having a bit of trouble breathing today, but anyway, we'll deal with that. So Scorpion Hornet, nice pair together. Geez, I can even do the sales thing when I'm sick. Ham International Jumbo, obviously they're sort of very rare. Chemtronics 2000 with the pace matching, I like to call them matching 1000B. I always think these two radios go together. Apollo 4, we'll just go with the main sort of stuff here. We've got a really nice matching pair, KG107 with 25 watt rear, and the earlier version. If I'm a little bit dopey on model numbers, just hang in there with me. You'll see there's starting to be some gaps already where stuff's being shipped out. This is actually a brand new Washington. You'll see the plastic wrapper there. There's the brand new box. We've only just pulled it out to display it. This came out of the US, never been taken out the box, so it's the first time it's been out the box. Another Washington here, 2-button Washington, obviously getting pretty desirable. This is actually in the museum room, so anything that made it into this room is generally, pretty nice. Now, the Bengal Mark III and Mark II are going to a friend of mine, Richard, I'm pretty sure. So I've got, actually the Bengal Mark, hang on, instead of me walking, hang on. Yeah, Bengal Mark III there with the 3 speakers, just missing a couple of feet. We've got to put back on that speaker there. We had a little problem with mounting everything in the racks, but yeah, so that's that one there. And this is the Bengal Mark II. Now, if Richard doesn't take this, we've actually got a second candidate for those, which only just met last night, actually, and really nice guy. He actually bought the Madison office, and even though the Madison needs a little bit of looking at, there's a couple of little things I'd clean up on it. He was smart enough to buy it for $500, which I think, yeah, he's clever. The Madisons are pulling good money. Okay, some of the probably not so. I mean, they're beautiful condition, but Bengals and Bearcat, etc., etc. Oh, what do we got here? Oh, just a few mobiles. I won't worry about going on about the mobiles too much right now. I can certainly give you an idea what they are, but now we've got a lot of Stalker radios. I used to collect Stalkers quite a bit, so the collection of Stalkers, you'll find I've got Stalker double X's. I've got Stalker double X. I'll show you in a minute. Got them in the boxes like new as well. I've got the Euro version, Stalkers, double X's, etc. Tattle XT7000, got a couple of those lying around. Got a few of the GB590 modules in very good condition as well. Now, Uncle Phil, you're getting one of these, I know that. So these are 2 pristine Motorola System 500 CB555s. And yeah, one's gone to a mate of mine, Phil. And electrophones, etc., etc. for very nice base stations. There's an 18 and a 40 we had a sample of there. Look, I'll just hit some of the mobiles, but there's a lot of various mobiles that, if you look carefully, a lot of them are actually quite the Euro models, and also a lot of them are ones that do 10 meters as well. The Max Logs and the 6900's got a few of those, a few Max Logs, and nice TRC 448 up the top there, lovely. The realistic, and once again, the TriStars with FM and everything on them as well. A lot of SBE radios, guys, lots and lots. I'm a big SBE collector, as you're seeing, more of the 590 consoles, etc., etc. Oh, I'm just going to turn the heater off in this room. Oh, it's better. I was burning up in there. Jeez, I had the heater on from earlier, and I came in, and I got to tell you, I'm sweating. Anyway, back in here. I'm going to leave the door open. That was a bit of wasted energy. When power costs are so bad, what am I doing? Running heaters. Yeah. All right. Some of the mobiles, GTL 150s. A lot of these are really nice collectibles. See how a lot of these are AM, FM, sideband, etc. The Sparkomatic, big fan of the Sparkomatic, as people know, love them. Robin 540Ds, you'll see there's a few of those. We've got more out from the New Zealand collection as well. Sort of really hard to find Phillips 201s and Robin 520D. The Colt, a lot of people bought these when they couldn't get Bengal Mark 1s. Now, I've actually just sold a Bengal Mark 1 to went to Richard, and he's the chap that's taking the Mark 2, Mark 3 as well. And get ready for that. There are collectors out there who are saying, hey, listen, I don't just want one. If I've got to spend 5 or 10 grand, I want the collection. I want this, this, and this. And we're obviously happy to oblige. Got a lot of Royce radios. I've probably got every Royce radio, certainly in the AM range. Maybe not quite in the sideband, but certainly in the AM range. And that's not me. That was due to our good friend over there in New Zealand. So there's a few Adams, and I know I've got a New Zealand inquiry for an Adams right now. Look, we're getting offers and that. Sometimes we're putting some pretty low prices on these. So when you send me offers and I don't get back to you straight away, it's not me being rude. I'm just very busy with people that are, sort of buying stuff straight off the bat. What have we got there? Oh, yeah, the 8001 Midland. Really rare radio. Nice. We've got the box and books for that. Keep going through here. A lot of mobiles. Look, this will be a 100-minute video, but you'll see, as we're going through here, that there's a lot of mobiles, and there's heaps more. This is just what we threw on the shelf just to put a couple there. We've got loads more. A lot of CPI base sets, etc. We've even got the 18-channel original, which that's not it. I came over here and I'm thinking, no, that's not it. I can see by the sticker on the top. Where is the original 18-channel? It's here somewhere. Somewhere I've got an original 18-channel. It came from Alan Donahue. Beautiful condition. Somewhere. All right, well, it may even be back in my personal shack. And keep in mind, as much as I'm not sure how long I'm on the planet for, there will be a few things that I keep just to, there's got to be something after I'm gone to sell. Anyway, a few more mobiles, etc., etc. We've got a lot of big collection of amplifiers, loads of amplifiers. We've got not many, and I know people go crazy on the Sideband 6 and the Console 6. Just be aware that, look, we've got, they're not cheap. I don't want to give anyone the impression that these are giveaways. By the same token, we're trying to be pretty fair too. Craig base station, Pace base station, got a couple of the Craigs. I've got one on the bench at the moment. I was just doing a video on. And this one here, the Pace 8193. Love that thing. If someone doesn't buy that, it may be one of the ones that stick around, but we'll see. I don't know. A lot of radios. We were keeping quite a few with DigiScans, etc., etc. So Grants and Cobras and Apollo, you name it. There'll be a collection of radios with DigiScans, etc., etc. What's over here? Oh, Citizen. This is like new, this thing. Yeah. This is the Royce car stereo thing. 40 channel CB in the car stereo. Pretty neat. All right, so that's really just, I'm going to be really brief on this. On the top, there is a lot of boxed radios. Every box here has got a radio in it. I just didn't get quite to those. So hopefully, as I'm going past them, see, like with the Cobras, we collected every 148 GTLA Cobra, depending, like each one was made in a different country. So that's the distinction, just in case you're interested. But all these presidents, that's an as new President Jackson sitting in the box there. And if anyone, we've probably got another Jackson on the shelves here somewhere, but that's quite an interesting radio. Certainly do the homework on these things and look them up and see what you think. So down the bottom, look, there's some kit sets. There's like the Pack 29. I mean, these things as rare. Cobra Pack 29 system. So let me pull it out because it's worth showing. Anyone knows their Cobra history, this was a really interesting setup. AM only, so, that knocks out 90% of buyers because Australians tend to be, if it's AM only, we don't want it. Americans are different. To be honest, so we've already started selling some stuff back into the US. We're just doing a freight quote for one guy right now. Americans actually see the history and they want to buy it based on the fact, whether it's AM or sideband, booklets and everything. But yeah, so basically these things we bought over because they're really just nice examples of history. Most of the CPI gear we've got is pretty good nick, actually. Some with a few marks, of course, but now I'm going to make this video just CB stuff. I just thought about it, and I thought if we try and put the amateur gear on as well, we're going to be, we'll. CB testers, that CB tester there, someone have that for about $1,000 if they're interested, and they do get a lot more than that generally, so keep that in mind. Look, here we're just going through the FM 620, 320, 321 collection of stuff that didn't make it to the shelves just yet. So, but all of them are working and actually doing quite well. What we'll do, we'll move through, because all this gear is ham radio, and we just won't be able to do it all in one shot. Hang on, let's get a light on in here. Right, as I was saying about boxed radios, there's the box on the bottom for the unit in Washington. There's a Stalker 15 in the box, like new. I thought the Stalker XX, no, it's in the American barn. It's all right. There's another Stalker XX box with a radio in it, Euro version, etc., etc. In here, look, this is a bit of our junk room, as you're seeing, and just having a quick look. It's not a junk room, sorry, that was a really bad thing to say, but most of it is sort of hand gear, little scatterings of CB bits, but no. Look, I'm probably going to head up to the barn just to give a quick idea. See, once again, all these boxes, we'll do an amateur radio video, and all this will be for sale, no question, but I'll do that in a separate video, and we'll try and detail a bit of what it is. How can I not show some of the, some of these are just on the way out. As I'm walking out, I'm just walking past these, and I'm going, some of these are such good quality, these are ones, we've recapped, redone, and just so much work went into a lot of this. But anyway, let's not worry about that so much. We'll stick this to CB radio for the moment. Speaking of CB radio, full collections of CB action will go up. I'm just going to chuck those on eBay, to be honest. I've had prices that have been from $0 to $1,000 on those things, and I've got no idea. So I'll throw those on eBay, and we'll see. If they get $20, great. If they get $100, great. Whatever. Anyway, sorry to see those go, I can tell you, but got to make arrangements. Thanks. This is a piece of history. This is Ross Keogh from Strictly Ham's Console 6. I've not wanted to sell this, and I was always going to keep this one in the museum. I'm actually keeping David de Kock's one from South Africa in my own shack, and with the demise of the museum, unfortunately, it means that someone's going to be getting Ross's perfect, very nice, like the condition of it is so nice. So certainly give me a yell out on that one. We did have this actually sold the other day, but the chap's got some problem with his bank account. That money just can't seem to come through from his account to mine. To be fair, this is the second time it's happened with him. There could be something going on that's really weird. Anyway, the Bearcat 980 back up for sale. We had $225 on that in the box. So I know there was a lot of you that asked me about it to buy it before. I'm sorry about that, but when people can't arrange payment for whatever reason, things just get sort of thrown back on the floor, and we sort of work it out a bit later. There's five GE C model GEs here. I think there's 6 because there's another one in the box as well. So there'll be 6 GE C models, which, if you remember, they were the ones with the green lit up, blah, 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 blah. Thanks. I am tossing up with this one. I think I'll keep it in my personal collection just for, sort of maybe someone will get it at some stage. But let me just take some of the stuff off here for the moment. It's worth mentioning, just in case I have a change of heart. This came from England. Needs a bit of a rub down, sorry. But this came from England, and this is the one that's been so totally modified by a chap over there. Beautiful radio, a lot of stuff been done to it. Chrome covers, laser etched. Look, this one, if you look back, I did a video on this. I don't know if I can sort of stomach selling it. We'll see. Just keep it in the back of your mind. But it is a one-off, and it's a really nice. And it didn't cost me as much as people. I've heard some rumors of people saying, I paid $2.5 or $3 for this. Well, I didn't pay that for it. I mean, sure, it cost me a bit with the pound and everything, but yeah, no, it wasn't that much. Anyway, as mental as I've been in my radio collecting, there is a limit. Thank you. I was just about to leave this room, and I figured, hang on, Brand new in the box, Magnum S45 HPs, Cobra 29. I can absolutely say that radio has never been out of the box. That chrome, I've bought that as a limited edition chrome. AR 3500, 11 10 meter, blah blah blah. Like new in the box. So yeah, I'm going to leave this room, but I've got a feeling there's more in here. But I'm just kind of trying to just give a bit of an idea. Don't know how I nearly walked out of here. Don't know how I could have walked past this. Hang on. This is an absolute find. Like new in the box, CB5470 sharp, 40 channel, really nice. And I reckon I've got a spare one of these as well. Whoever buys it, talk to me about the second one. I'd prefer the second one go to the person who buys the boxed as new one. So don't call me about the other one. It'll be for the person who buys this one here. And I've got my reasons for that. I just think they should go together. Oh, it's a worker too. Yeah, unit and President Washington down there. It says 18, but yeah, 40 channel. Yeah, it is 40 channel. Yeah, every time I try to get out of here, there's more stuff under the bottom here. Quite a number of amplifiers here. I think we've still got one or two CPI, CP150s left, so I want to try and keep those for people that buy radios, to be honest, like the actual CPI radios, but yeah, we'll see how that goes. But yeah, that's just a few of the amps anyway. This one's a 6900 in the box, just a little bit of dust, but yeah, box books, etc. Some of the stuff I haven't been mentioning, but there's a lot of boxed meters and bits from the 70s and 80s, so, you know, with all the paperwork, etc., etc. I mean, they're really collectible. So, yeah, that's certainly worth having a look at. We'll get a few more of those up. Okay, so out in the American barn, we'll try and get through this quickly. I know some of you have already shown interest in some of these radios, so please just remind me, and I'll try and, you know, be as fair as I can with putting you in order with the other inquiries. Okay, so SS40 and 497, obviously you see them in the Dragon as well. They're branded as a couple of things. A couple of Midland 78999s. We've sold a couple of those recently, and they've been very popular. Baron Browning, I mean, seriously, 40 channel, but I thought, well, after you come to think of it. Baron Browning, some of the summer camps, 788s and 780s, etc. And very rare Black Robin 540D, and the stainless, the polished aluminium looking 540D as well. And yeah, the two super basses there, and everybody sort of knows and wants the super bass. That's a fair call. Got a few of these Madisons, and you'll see in a minute. Obviously, we'll try and sell the Pro 710E with the 810E if we can. It'd be nice just to someone to have the two matching basses, but hey, you know, we're not forcing you to, just suggestions. A lot of this gear here, we need to find probably more of a museum buyer for someone that, you know, is really into the collection side of it. But let's see what comes up. That's a Superstar 4900B from memory. Yep, and classic old radio. Well, they're not that old, to be fair. A few more ranges, 3300, 3500. I think we got a 34. Is it? I'm trying to remember. And then some of the trams, Titan 4s. I mean, these are real classic CB radio history, so definitely get onto us. ARF 2001, we've got 3 from memory. I think 3, yep, 3 of those. Yeah, pretty sure. A lot of Royce, well, sorry, not a lot of Royces, because we've sold a few Royces, actually. I probably should word that better. And that actually is not probably the highlight of it all, because that's an AM Royce, which is in Australia not going to be as desirable. Some of these Montgomery Wards, even though they were AM only, man, they're classics. Washingtons, more Washingtons, etc., etc. Got a lot of Cobras, 139s, 142s, blah, 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 etc., etc. So, TRC 480s, got a couple of those, etc. As you can see, we've got bass mics and bits. There's another AR 3300 Ranger sitting in there too. A lot of Royces in their AM and a lot of boxed items, bits and pieces. got to go faster because this video is going to go too long. These Tram D300s, I know we've had some interest. I'll hang in there. The only thing I want to do is just get some power onto them, test them. That there, I probably will keep just to throw on my own shack. It's so rare. It's a Stoner Pro 10 10-meter radio. I'm keeping one Stoner lineup. One of that Pro 10 that you'll never find. You can buy that when I'm dead. And the Pro 8010 will sell one and keep one. Just a bit of a Stoner fan till the day I die. So Golden Eagle Mark 3s, Mark 4s, etc. Mark 4s. These are just impossible to find. Lafayette's. Ferris, didn't even know we had that. It's an 18. Interesting. Is it an 18 though? That'd be interesting actually to fire that up. You'll find with those Ferrises, they were done for a lot of different countries, so we'll see. Anyway, doesn't matter. Omega Force, etc., etc. A lot of these American brands that we don't see every day out here. HTXs, 100, etc., which is a bit more common. Concord 2s, blah blah blah. Now we're back to a few more Pacers, and I knew we had a few more that come in from the museum from New Zealand. And look at this Twinberry T. This is so rare, and people wouldn't realise it, but this thing is a 23-channel sideband radio. It is so rare, it's not funny. People underestimate, just the history in CB radio sometimes. Some of the older Robins, got a lot of Robins here, a lot of collectible Robins. Of course, a lot of the older ones are 23s, but they are T-berries and lovely. Just a whole lot beautiful. Got to keep moving. This is not an adoration video. This is a got to show you quickly. All right, Craigs, etc. Let me go faster. Quite a few Couriers, Centurions, etc. 23Ds. I think there's a 40D in there as well. The top one's a 40D. Obviously, these will match the consoles. SB console series 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Tram D201s. Now these are D201s. These are not the D201A. So these would be the 23 channel, etc., etc. Another Colt Black Shadow, Courier Fanfare, and we just go down and down and down. Okay, continuing on, we've got some more Royces here. Now these are all sideband 642s, etc., etc. Big fan of the 642. Actually, I'm a big fan of all the Royces, but give me a Royce with a clock and a few bits and pieces and 3 meters. Yeah, I'm a sucker for those. Most people are. This is the older Royce with the analog clock, etc., etc. Quite a few more Royce, a few Cobras, etc. I'm going to need to move this along because just stop and start my video if you need to. More Royces there. That was the Royce without the clock there, but still a nice unit. Lafayette's got a few Lafayettes, probably 5 or 6 in total. Cobra 2010 GTL. Now, last night, I won't name you just so you don't give the game away, but I know with your long list there was a 2010 GTL that you were looking for, so please get onto me there. Okay, I nearly missed the other side of these shelves here, so I'm just going to quickly come back down. We've got some Cobra 2000 GTLs, a couple of 2000 GTLs, 1 speaker each, or 2 speakers with one, but I think the idea would be 1 speaker each if we were smart. Some more Sparkomatics, which can't believe that. I just bought one off you believe that? Off a good mate of mine, Peter, and I didn't know we had them in stock here. Although his was in the box, that was nice. Yeah, didn't realise we had them on the shelf here, which has happened a fair bit. Okay, so then we're getting into it's an RCI, yeah, 2900. Just more high gain 5s. Okay, so then we're getting down into. Hang on, just got someone in here. Okay, that was VK2 X-Ray Uniform Bravo that's just dropping his dog off and going to the snow, and we didn't even know, he didn't know I was a ham, and I didn't know he was a ham. He's dropping his dogs off. That's great. A lot of things that will go with actual radios, Browning, Johnsons, etc. A lot of these mics, they do have a specific radio, so we can talk about that. More Stalkers, 15, blah, 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 etc., etc. Once again, priority is definitely going to be given to the museum collector types who want to get a few bits and pieces, for their collection. And when I say museum collection types, I don't mean you have to own a museum. You just need to be a collector. And we won't go through all this stuff here because most of that is going to be It's going to be a ham radio. So a lot of SPE 5 series. We've got a Trinidad sitting there as well, but console 5s in good nick actually. Another more, we'll get to the Motorola's, more of those to go yet. So that's a Titan 3, getting a bit dark in the side too. Radio Shack, trying to see, I think that's AM only, that one. Yep, it is. Oops, not so exciting. Okay, coming on down. TRC 57, so that would make it a 23 or a 40, 23 I reckon 57 was. But in good nick. Now we go through lots and lots of Stalkers. They really are, we're sort of having babies with Stalkers or something, I don't know. But Stalker XXs, SPE LAN command consoles with the matching mobiles, etc. More, now that's a D201A, which makes that a 40 channel, what's wrong side? Yes, that makes that a 40 channel in there. So that's a, and that is the later model switch in that one too. Another ARF 2001D, and all must go. Okay, I think we just duck around because really the rest of this is stuff we haven't even sorted through yet. It's just, we're going to do one big sale on a stack of radios down here of AMCBs. PC 122s. Look, what I'm about to show you, apart from the Digicom, that's an SPE that's really, not an SPE, it's a CPI, sorry, I'm going to be right in a minute. It was a Digicom 100 by CPI, but as you can see, they branded Palomar Electronics. Very interesting story on that. This video doesn't have time for it because we're in 26 minutes already. So let me just run through Road Talkers, Lane Cars, Presidents, Other side, that's got to go back to a client actually. This is not ours and we don't want it. It's someone that wanted, I think he wanted $200 for this. And look, sometimes you just can't help people with what they want, you know, because it's just not possible. All right, let me just put this here because that's got to go back to the client, and I'm happy to see that go back to him. All right, just more Bengals, G's, B's, A's. There's a few nasty ones in here. What we're having a look at now is going to be very fast. All these here, we haven't got a lot of time to get through them, but there's just a stack of chassis that will all just need to be very quickly tested. We put a quick sheet on it and say, right, and then out the door, lots of Gemtronics, lots of Shakespeares. We'll do the ham radio stuff later, but lots of those. I think the video is going to talk more to what's actually through here. I just don't want to try and keep the video talking about, I mean, this is the, I don't want to say the crap, because that's not true, but this is the lower sort of level. You know, I say that, and that's a lovely 148, you know, GTL. So I don't want to, you know, say it's crap actually. But there are things like, you know, Carina where that faceplate, yeah, is gone. But there are people doing new faceplates now, which are amazing. It's got chrome covers on it, that one. But you know, some of the other faceplates not so bad. Look, I just want to get around to the box stuff because, you know, there's more bits and pieces as we go through here. And I'm just going to very quickly, actually we just sold one of those on eBay. Now that went for $197. Was it 40? Yeah, it's 40. Yep. $197.50 that went for. Strange price, but it's all good. Keep in mind, we expected to get $99 for it, so sometimes eBay, interesting. Realistics, etc., etc. That's 448 in there, except 448's in good nick. Okay, so last little run through, because I just can't make this video much longer. There's loads more to show you. There's other shelves and other areas, but we just can't get there all in one shot. That's another 57. That's more SBE. Now I'm just going to do the box stuff here. There is loads and loads of box stuff in here. There's that Stalker XX I was talking about in the box, the Euro version. All these CB radios are like new in the box. We've just got so many of them. We've even got old Swedish Scooper SSB 9000s. There's quite a few realistics. More of the Uniden 810 series. There's a couple of 810s in there. So they've been getting some good money, I'm sort of seeing. But anyway, once again, more radios through here, all boxed. Hatardis, just trying to give you a bit of a quick look. High gains, etc., etc. Okay. Look, they're more scanners. We'll try and do a thing on receivers as a separate. Oh, this really is rare. This bit here. Have a look at this. Johnson Viking channel selector, which went with the Johnson Viking. And yeah, anyway, very legal. Once again, the president stuff. We've got so much president stuff. It's stacked behind here as well. This is just one row. Hang on. There's more. They're just stacked full. So, you know, please talk to us about what you need, and we'll talk to you about what we can do. They're all Madisons in there, loads of Madisons. Sorry, just to be clear, the analog Madisons, but still extremely nice. You know what? I sometimes actually prefer the analog Madison over the digital. Just something about them. All right. I've got to go and help our VK2 X-Ray Uniform Bravo get his car around the roundabout. Thanks very much for having a look at this. I'm sorry it went so long. I could do, look, there's racks all down the other side I could do as well, but I just can't get to that right now. So at least this video gets a few people out of trouble as far as you can hit me with your list over the weekend. Just give me, you know, a few days. I'm in and out of hospital at the moment, so it's just a pain in the ass. But I mean, you're not a pain in the ass. I am. My life is. But certainly, let me try and help you out. All the best. Cheers all.